I heard that the son Nick went into his parents' house, stabbed both his mom and dad, and that the daughter, I guess, found them. The mom was still alive, and apparently she called the ambulance and rode in it with her mother. Michelle died in the ambulance, but she had enough time to tell her daughter that it was Nick who did it. At 77 years old, Billy Crystal is finally opening up and telling the full truth about Rob Reiner. And it all started way before either of them got famous in Hollywood. Billy Crystal, whose full name is William Edward Crystal, was born on March 14, 1948. He came into the world in Manhattan, New York City, and then grew up on Long Island in a house full of music, laughs, and big personalities. His childhood was anything but quiet or normal. Music, stories, and show business excitement filled every room, and that shaped him from a young age. His dad, Jack Crystal, wasn't just linked to the entertainment world, he lived it. As a well-known jazz promoter, Jack worked with big stars like Billie Holiday and Duke Ellington. That meant young Billy grew up around legends that most kids only heard about in books. Through backstage visits, late nights in clubs, and long talks, Billy soaked up the performer life before he even thought about a job in it. That world put creativity deep inside him, then everything changed in a flash. When Billy was only 15, his dad died suddenly, and it shook his whole world. The loss hurt bad and made him grow up fast. That pain stayed with him, but instead of breaking him, it made something stronger inside. That early sadness sharpened how he felt emotions and later became the secret power behind his comedy, giving it real depth, bite, and honesty. Wanting to keep going, Crystal went to Nassau Community College first, then moved to New York University, where he studied drama at the famous Tisch School of the Arts. He didn't just learn acting. He learned how to feel deeply, how to listen, and how to connect with people. Skills in acting, writing, timing, and hard work all came together, getting him ready to switch easily between funny comedy and moments that touch your heart. Billy Crystal first became really famous in the 1970s playing Jody Dallas on the ABC show Soap, which was a big deal at the time. Jody wasn't just some silly side character or easy joke. He was one of the first openly gay characters on American TV shown with real kindness and depth. Crystal's acting was brave, strong, and way ahead of its time. It caused some arguments, but it also showed Billy wasn't afraid to take chances or go against what people expected. While TV opportunities were coming fast, Crystal was also working hard doing stand-up comedy. His quick timing and spot-on impressions earned him a lot of respect quickly. When he joined Saturday Night Live in the early 1980s, he didn't just blend in, he stood out big time. Characters like Fernando saying, "You look marvelous," and his smooth Sammy Davis Jr. impressions became fan favorites right away. He didn't make fun of people in a mean way. He celebrated them with style and accuracy. Nick went to Conan O'Brien's Christmas party on Saturday night with his parents, Michelle and Rob. Maybe Nick wasn't even invited to the party. He had on a hoodie. People say he was acting strange, like bothering celebrities outside. Nick reportedly got mad and stormed off after an argument with Bill Hader from SNL and Barry at Conan's party, and Rob had been telling friends that they were worried about Nick and scared about his mental health because it was getting worse. The late 1980s and 1990s turned into Billy Crystal's amazing peak years. He broke the idea that comedians couldn't star in serious emotional movies. In When Harry Met Sally in 1989, he totally changed what a romantic lead could be. Playing Harry Burns, Crystal mixed humor with doubt, openness, and real feelings. It felt true, messy, and like real life, and people loved it. That it led to a string of great movies like City Slickers in 1991, which got him an Oscar nomination, Mr. Saturday Night in 1992, Forget Paris in 1995, and Analyze This in 1999. These weren't just simple funny movies. They looked at getting older, being a man, regrets, pride, and finding forgiveness. Crystal handled those topics with smart self-knowledge and clear feelings. Then voice acting gave him a new path as Mike Wazowski in Pixar's Monsters movies. Billy Crystal reached a whole new group of kids. His quick-talking, energetic, kind-hearted style showed his charm worked for any age. Kids adored him. Grown-ups saw the talent, and his fame just got bigger, and the whole time, Billy Crystal became linked forever with the Academy Awards. Hosting with ease, kindness, and funny lines, he made the Oscars feel fun again. At 77, looking back without hiding anything, Crystal's story shows that behind all the jokes was always real depth, hard work, and a lifetime of honest moments ready to share. Having hosted the Oscars 9 times, Billy Crystal didn't just run Hollywood's biggest night, he made it his own. Many people see him as one of the best hosts ever. And that didn't happen by chance. His opening speeches were huge shows with big songs, clever jokes about Hollywood, and light teases that never went too far. He made stars laugh at themselves and made everyone feel included at the same time. Crystal brought happy vibes to the stage, not mess. Instead of causing trouble, he brought movie stars and regular people together with real laughs and shared fun. That perfect mix made him special in a world where big egos can fight, even away from awards. One thing never changed, his love for live theater, where the crowd connection felt raw and true. That love shone on Broadway with his solo shows, especially 700 Sundays. Those performances dropped the fancy stuff and went right to the feelings. Crystal shared openly about family, loss, love, and memories in a way that felt close, real, and very human. It wasn't loud jokes. It was heartfelt stories that touched people deep. Fans saw a calmer, thoughtful side of him, and it connected big time. These shows prove Billy's true strength isn't only quick jokes. It's about making people feel noticed and understood. That later success reminded everyone why he's loved for so long. Not by following fads, but by being himself. Then he made another brave choice. In 2022, Crystal went back to Broadway with Mr. Saturday Night, a musical version of his own movie. Instead of staying safe, he went all in, writing the show and starring in it too. That's not just old memories. That's bold trust from years of experience. He brought laughs, real depth, and honest life to the part, showing the ups and downs of chasing comedy. The show felt like coming full circle, celebrating years in comedy, performing, and making it in a hard business. It did well and got him Tony nominations for Best Actor in a Musical and Best Book of a Musical, which is a rare double that meant a lot away from the stage lights. Crystal's words kept coming through his books. Over time, he's written 5 books full of funny lines, warmth, and smart thoughts. His top memoir, Still Fooling Them from 2013, showed the real side of show business with laughs and truth, no fake gloss, just honest tales. Together, his Broadway hits and books show an artist who never stop. Learning and growing. Even after years famous, Billy Crystal finds new ways to surprise and touch people. Off the stage, his personal life shows the same steady loyalty as his work. On June 4, 1970, way before fame was sure, Crystal married his high school girlfriend, Janice Goldfinger. This wasn't some Hollywood fake thing. It was true love that started before any spotlight. Their marriage became one of the longest-lasting in show business. In a world where long relationships often fall apart under stress, they stayed strong. No big drama, no mess, just promise, respect, and years together, showing Billy Crystal's best role might be the one he never practiced. The marriage of Billy Crystal has always been a quiet but strong example of loyalty, respect, and real love that doesn't need news stories. He's talked a lot about where he learned that, and it always goes back to his parents. He remembers them as a couple who really liked being together, laughing, chatting, and going through life as a team, not just on paper. That picture stayed with him forever. That clear love became his guide for feelings. Crystal didn't grow up thinking marriage was just something to keep going. He learned it's something you live fully every day. Love meant being there, telling jokes, being patient, staying strong in tough times, and sticking together when it's hard. Those ideas shaped his family life and the steady way he dealt with fame. Together, Billy and Janice Crystal raised 2 daughters, each finding her own creative path. Their older one, Jennifer Crystal Foley, went into acting. She took ideas from her dad but made her own way, her own style, and her own hard work without hiding in his fame. Their younger daughter, Lindsay Crystal, picked working behind the camera as a producer, showing that family influence can matter without being in the light. As parents, Billy and Janice put family first, even when his career was crazy busy. They tried hard to keep things normal, steady, and caring despite fame's pressure. Over the years, the family grew with grandchildren, a role Billy loved with total happiness. He's talked openly about how being a grandpa feels different, like it slows time and makes every second special. For years, the Crystals lived in Pacific Palisades. It's a calm area of Los Angeles with quiet streets, ocean breeze, and peaceful feel. Their home wasn't just a house. It was full of memories. Birthdays, private jokes, career talks, and moments no one else saw all happened there. That steady home feeling broke in January 2025 when their house burned down in the Bad Palisades fire. The loss was way more than stuff. Years of memories, special items, and personal history vanished in one night. It closed a big chapter that held most of their married years. Still, even in that sadness, their relationship stayed solid. Friends and fans said that if any couple could get through this, it was one started long before fame, built on shared beliefs, and proven by time. At 77, Billy Crystal is in a time of looking back, talking more openly about the people who made him who he is, the love that helped him, and the life lessons that still lead him. Among everyone who worked with him on his famous career, Rob Reiner is one of the biggest creative partners in Billy Crystal's life. For years, Crystal talked about Rob with kindness but held back, picking words carefully and not sharing too much. But now, with years past and clear thinking, he's finally sharing the whole truth about Reiner. Not rumors, not fights, but something much stronger and true. People always ask him about it, and Crystal doesn't avoid it now. As he says, people always ask me what it was really like working with Rob. And the truth is, it was one of the most important experiences of my life. That's not exaggeration, that's looking back. He explains that Reiner wasn't a director who just sat and gave orders. He was involved, interested, and all in, making a space where ideas could grow. According to Crystal, Reiner's knowledge of comedy went way past simple jokes or fast laughs. Rob knew comedy comes from real characters and truth. He says, he never wanted jokes just for jokes. He wanted them to come from who the characters truly were. That thinking shaped everything, especially on When Harry Met Sally. Crystal remembers being challenged more than ever. He pushed me all the time, Crystal says, not mean or for ego, but in a way that improved me. Reiner's calm trust gave actors space to try more. He'd say casually, what if we try it this way? And suddenly a deeper, surprising layer appeared. One truth Crystal now shares freely is how emotionally smart Reiner really is. Rob is a very feeling guy. He says, people see the beard, the loud laugh, the strong vibe, but inside is someone who really listens. That feeling side, Crystal thinks, is why Reiner's movies still touch people years later. He knew when to speak and when to be quiet. Crystal laughs, saying how rare that is, but don't think their work was always easy. We didn't always agree, Crystal says straight. There were days I thought, I don't know if this will work. Those times weren't problems. They were energy. The pushback was creative, he says. We were both fighting for the best movie, not for winning ourselves. Looking back, Crystal sees those arguments as signs of respect. If Reiner didn't care, he wouldn't challenge. And if Crystal didn't trust him, he wouldn't take it. That trust between them kept everything sharp and real. The biggest truth is how much Reiner changed Crystal's ideas about stories. Rob taught me that comedy can be romantic, thoughtful, and even hurtful. He says it doesn't need to be loud to be funny. Sometimes it just needs to be real. That idea changed everything. Crystal gives Reiner credit for helping him grow as an actor, going past stand-up and impresio NS into deep roles. He saw potential in me that I didn't see yet, Crystal says now with clear wisdom from time. Today he talks about Reiner with true thanks. I owe him a lot, he says simply, not just for my career but for my belief in myself. Their teamwork succeeded because it was based on friendship, trust, and real respect. And that's the truth he's ready to tell now. We trusted each other, Billy Crystal says. And that trust is why people still love those movies today. You can sense it watching. The realness, the openness, the parts that feel too familiar. At 77, Crystal isn't trying to change old stories or start fights. He's not after attention or trouble. He's just sharing the truth about Rob Reiner by celebrating what they really created together. For Crystal, it was never about pride or bossing. It was about two guys pushing each other to improve and trusting the work enough to let it grow. That's why the movies still feel fresh, still touch hearts, still seem alive after all this time. If you're lucky, Crystal thinks, you work with someone who changes you. And then he says it clear, no pause. Rob changed me and I'll always be grateful for that. That's not just old feelings, that's respect earned through hard work. If you felt that connection too, make sure to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, and we'll see you on the next one.